Hey everyone, Dante here. Wanted to make a little video update about Mars, the planet of aggression, will, and desire, entering the sign of Libra, planet of love, partnership, diplomacy, fairness, and justice. So this is an interesting energy that brings out some of the more negative aspects of the sign of Libra, as Mars is the planet of detriment for Libra. Like we talked about last week, as Venus entered its detriment, Mars has just entered its detriment. So it's a time that can allow for some positive growth, as any transit has positives and negatives, but it is a time when planets are in their detriment where we want to look out a little bit more to make sure that we don't fall into any of the pitfalls. The biggest pitfall with Mars and Libra is passive aggression, and that's kind of a hallmark of this placement, as Libra is a sign that wants to go about things perhaps a bit indirectly. Libra really values being kind of cordial and kind and polite. So Libra struggles to be very assertive, which is, the quality of Aries, which is Mars' ruling planet, a ruling sign. So when we are in social engagements where we might not feel so bold to step up to the plate, this is a time to challenge ourselves to do it anyway, and to do it in ways that really honor justice and fairness. And as Mars is the planet of work and hard and passion, when you have passion for the Libra themes like justice, this could be a really good time to do work in those areas. Though we have to be mindful, when we're fighting for justice, we might very well become the thing that we are trying to call out. So watch out again for passive aggression and for any ways that you are sort of trying to be the better person, because sometimes being the better person isn't necessarily being what is most authentic. And that is where the sign of Libra is really going to flourish, is when it opens up into that self-awareness that is the Aries energy, is the Mars energy, and can assert what is mine and what do I need to bring into this relationship. So it is also a good time to really connect deeper into our partnerships, and perhaps, whether it's a romantic partnership or a business partnership or friendship, there's ways that we can take aligned action in that area to bring about more harmony. And there might be ways in which, again, being not fully true to ourselves is causing a lack of harmony. So Libra is the sign of compromise, and it always will bring compromise. And a true compromise is a win-win, not a win-lose. And oftentimes the compromises we make in a relationship are lose-lose, in which both people sacrifice something for the third thing of the relationship. But how do we step into win-win compromises, where we focus more on what we're gaining from making the compromise than what we're losing? That's going to be the big question. That's going to determine how this transit moves through your own relationships. Mars in Libra is about 6 weeks. It leaves October 30th, and there will be a lot of interesting transits that take place during that time. First of all, with Mars in Libra, while Venus is in Scorpio, those two planets are in what's called mutual reception. And mutual reception is in when one planet is in the ruling sign of the other planet, and vice versa. In this case, Mars connects with Scorpio, Libra connects with Venus. Venus is in Scorpio, Mars is in Libra. Because both of these planets are in their fall, or in their detriment rather, the mutual reception isn't as activated as it would be in other signs, but it's still present. So this means that Mars, our will and our drive, and our actions, are more in alignment with Venus, which is our values, our intimate relationships, what we love, what we see as beautiful. So we can have some momentum in our relationships, and we can have some momentum with finances while the planets are in mutual reception until Venus leaves on October 7th. As Mars passes through these first couple degrees of Libra, Mars first trines the North Node, and that activates karma, as the North Node is guiding us to our destiny. So there can be some action steps that come about in the next couple of days that are really like triggers, sending you in a powerful new direction. Could be related to these Gemini energies of new ideas, new insights, discoveries, and exploration. Things related to the mind, and things also that you do with your hands, crafts. So it could be in those areas. And then the trine to Saturn in Aquarius is again karmic action, right? So it means the work we're doing, Mars, aligns with our longer term goals and visions and how we cope with our limitations and our karma, which is Saturn. So the first week or so, from a couple days from now to about a week from now or so, is going to be a powerful time for our actions. It'll probably be where Mars and Libra is showing us some of the more beneficial qualities. And as time passes, sometime in October, Mars is going to come to square Pluto and oppose Eris and in Aries, and also Mars will oppose Chiron in Aries way before it does that. So first of all, we'll talk to the Chiron transit because that'll happen first. It can bring up again wounds of selfhood. We might feel wounded around taking action, and this is one of the other more challenging qualities of Mars and Libra, is that it really can make it challenging to make decisions, because Libra are the scales. We balance the scales to find what feels most just, and Libra is constantly weighing options to see what is going to be the best thing that could happen. And that slows down Mars's energy, which is about taking the next step, moving in a direction, and making something happen. So you want to be careful if you're getting caught in the loop of weighing out your options too much. And of course, we also have Mercury retrograde in Libra during this time. So there is going to be that natural tendency to turn more inward and wait until a decision really feels good. But you can't just, set the decision-making process in the background and expect that to happen. You have to bring all of that indecision to the surface and investigate it thoroughly and process it until you're ready to make the decision. So don't let it be, the typical pattern of, people use Mercury retrograde to procrastinate, and sometimes they miss the window of opportunity, whereas Mercury retrograde is only inviting us to become really much more clear and focused before making a decision, not don't do anything because Mercury is retrograde. That's kind of a paralytic state that isn't so helpful. And then again, the Chiron opposition, there could be wounds around taking action, or wounds around showing up authentically in Libra-esque things like relating or diplomacy. So work on those wounds and it will be beneficial. And then the square to Pluto and opposition to Eris can really throw some big curveballs to all of us. And especially because this Eris square to Pluto has been such an ongoing thing through 2020 and 2021. And it's a huge long cycle of Eris and Pluto. They're planets way out there that rarely come up against each other. So the square between those two planets is big, and Eris is this planet of rebellion and discord, and Pluto is this transformation, death, and rebirth. And the goddess of discord coming up against death and rebirth and also control. Pluto rules power structures, capitalism, corporatism, etc. And then Eris is, we want to upheave this. We want to go against this. We want to break free from this. And that's part of the cycle that we're in. And even if not all of those chains are broken at this time, right now, 2021 Eris Pluto square is a time to set the seeds for the greater revolution that is to come. And Mars getting in there and coming up in that T square does indicate that there's going to be some big action steps that come to fruition that might set things in motion. So in October that happens, and also, Jupiter retrograde and Saturn retrograde end, and Saturn retrograde ending isn't necessarily that great because Saturn moving forward again means restrictions can happen again. So October can be this challenging time where there could be conflicts, there could be uprisings with Mars squaring Pluto and Eris, and there could be a return of restrictions, or there could be an uprising against them. The final square of Uranus and Saturn happens at the end of the year. So there's still a lot of interesting tension to play out in our personal lives and in the collective. So that was a little update for y'all to get a sense of what this may bring. And check out where Libra lands in your chart. What house does Libra rule? And do you have planets in the cardinal signs of Libra, Aries, Capricorn, or Cancer? Because this Mars transit will affect you more. If you don't know how to do that, you can contact me for a reading, and I'm happy to go with you into your chart, and we can look at how this or other transits may be impacting you and whatever is up in your life in the moment. My website is dantestarshine.com. Tomorrow is the live stream channeling on my YouTube channel that happens every Thursday, where you can ask questions to the Pleiadian Council and tune into the higher frequencies they offer. And I'm also offering a channeling course that starts in October. Contact me for that info, and hope the planets treat you well and that you can integrate their energies in a beautiful way. Today is the day that Mars ingresses into Libra, so it is a day that we might feel some of the themes that I touched upon a little bit more. So feel free to research more about what Mars and Libra might mean for you, and I will see you next video. Have a brilliant day, and talk to you soon.